Hello and welcome. If you're just joining, this is going to be sort of an old school style live. My name is Dan Castle. I live in Siberian, Russia, and today, is August 16, but in the United States, it's still August 15 in some places. And today is the day that President of the Russian Federation went to go visit the President of the United States in Alaska. And I'm just gonna do some things here and talk about that. So if you're interested in joining the conversation, all you have to do is subscribe and you can start commenting. What I'm doing now is getting some things ready to start a fire. Because apart from talking about the geopolitics of today, I'm also going to be cooking, probably for the first time, sauce. Let me know if the live is still up. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. Hello and welcome. Nice. So I just recently published a video about the president of Russia arriving in Alaska, and I gave a little bit of input, what I was thinking, what it means, what's going to happen. And I'm optimistic about this because it's just the start of restarting a relationship between two countries, right? A lot of the people who hate Russia will say, oh, well, nothing came from it. There's no peace yet. Which is ridiculous to think that peace was going to come from one conversation. The point is, they haven't had diplomatic ties since the war started. We're gonna hopefully load in some people. Some of our regular viewers are hopefully going to log in. If you don't know me or the channel, like I said, I'm an American. I've been living in Russia since 2022. I came to Russia because I wanted to be a tourist here. I wanted to explore. I never thought I'd stay this long, and I don't think that I would have wanted to live in a country that was at war. I'm a war veteran myself, and I don't think this was in the books for me. This was not what I wanted, but I've been here now 3 years. My wife is pregnant. My son will be born in October. And this meeting between the presidents is really good news for myself and my wife. She's Russian, I'm American. And the world really is in a turbulent state when it hates Russia nonstop for no reason. Because a lot of people think that Russia is the Soviet Union this is how uneducated they are. Yeah, my sister's already back in the United States. Right now, what I'm trying to do is gather some wood to start a fire. I'm gonna also try to cook some things. We'll see. This is an old style live where I'm just gonna sit and talk. I have my power bank. We're just gonna be here until you guys get tired of seeing me cook or talk, or I get tired. This is what I'm doing. Do you think I should? Well, maybe he's saying I should go outside of the U.S. I was thinking about Russia. If you're trying to get out of the United States, you should definitely uh, visit the country that you're interested in. Russia is not a good place to come without any plans. Russia is not the place to come and experiment if you have no plans. But if you're 28, you have plenty of years to reinvent yourself. I would suggest you come here as a tourist and then see if you like it. And then if you find someone, sure, but you shouldn't come to Russia wanting to marry someone. It's not a good place to find a wife. A lot of Russian women are westernized. You're 28, so the young Russian girls are going to be like Western girls. And you just need to be careful that they're not after your money or your citizenship. Russia is plagued with this type of stuff. After the fall of the Soviet Union, the United States and the NATO and the Western Europeans needed a boogeyman, and the Russia essentially replaced the USSR for them. But the Russia is not the USSR. I know Russian people like say it's our history, it's all this, but you're not the same country. And it's just bogus how Russia's just always made the bad guy all the time in the movies, in the music, in the video games, in everything. You watched a lot of Passport Bros. I don't know what that is, but Russia's not a good place to come without a good plan. Come and visit and see if you like it. You know, like if you're trying to get married for the first time and you just want to go to Russia, you might end up with the wrong woman and you might just get used. Russia is notorious for this, okay? Not a lot of people talk about it, but it's the truth. I'm negotiation talks. These were more of start of diplomatic relationships again. You know, people need to understand that if you want the war to continue, that means you want Russian men to die. I am gonna have a son in 2 months. If the conflict lasted like Afghanistan 20 years, my son would fight in this war. You have to be a warmonger. You have to be a lunatic for this conflict to want this conflict to continue. This is absolute madness. I'm an American with a Russian wife. My son is going to be born in October. And the last thing I want is what you're saying. Let's continue fighting. Like, you're a lunatic. If you believe you want to keep fighting, why don't you volunteer to go and fight? You know, that's the crazy people, all right? You need to get that out of your mind. The Russian young men don't want to, of course, they will continue fighting, but they don't want to continue fighting. Okay, this conflict is a proxy war. This conflict is not something that is, I mean, who lusts for war? That's lunacy. The people in Russia don't want war. The people in Russia had war brought to their doorsteps, and they're the ones who are fighting. So foreigners who don't live in Russia, who want the conflict to continue, either want Ukrainian men to die, Russians to die, or both to die. And that's why this conflict started. So you really need to reevaluate why you want a conflict to continue. When you speak like that, it sounds very, very evil. Why did I go to Russia? I'm a military veteran, Afghanistan war veteran. When you get out of the military, especially after seeing combat, you kind of travel. And I had been already to Deutschland. I've been to Bulgaria, Iceland, England, Costa Rica. I had been all over the world. I mean, Russia was just another place that I wanted to be a tourist in. I didn't move to Russia to want to live here. I didn't like Russia. I honestly, when people ask me what about Russia, I didn't plan on coming to Russia. I didn't have a girl here like many Westerners. I didn't have any friends here. I didn't give a damn about Russia. I wanted to see what a Siberian winter was like. That's what I wanted. And then I just, over time, I fell in love with this place, and then I met my future wife, and that's just how it happened. It's not, I don't choose Russia over the United States. I just live in Russia. You have to be, I'm a human being on planet Earth. Yes, I believe that NATO has been defeated. The only reason why the United States wants these peace talks is because they don't want an unconditional surrender from Ukraine. Ukraine, if it loses with an unconditional surrender, it's a devastating loss for NATO. By the way, shout out to Vsevolod for my awesome Afghan Soviet era hat. Now, I've been telling you guys, the conflict, the sooner it ends now, the better it is for the United States. I don't see myself moving anywhere right now. I live here. My son is going to be born in October. I don't really plan ahead. I'm not like a doomsday person. I know I can survive anywhere. I know I can survive anywhere I move. I don't plan on leaving Russia yet. I'm not saying I'm never going to leave. But for now, my son is going to have to be born. And then I'm going to go to Mexico to visit my family. But with these negotiation talks, this is the beginning of relationship again between Russia and the United States. They had no diplomatic ties. I have been living in Russia, and there's been no way to get help as an American. I have to depend on my Mexican citizenship. My son is more than likely going to serve in the Russian military. That's just how it works. He's going to be a male, and he's born in Russia, so he's going to have to do his duty in Russia. I would love it if he would be a Russian Marine, and we'll see what happens from there. By the way, guys, please do consider putting like on this live so that more people can see this. My name is Dan Castle. I'm an American who's been living in Siberian Russia for the last 3 years. Hello to my Siberian hermano out here in the Irkutsk Oblast. Now today what I have planned is we're going to be talking about this topic, but I'm also gonna be cooking Mexican salsa, and hopefully I can make some sausages. The purpose of these type of videos are to listen to whatever you guys are writing, because I don't care if you support Ukraine, if you support NATO, I don't care who you support. As long as you write with intelligence and tact, then we will take whatever you write seriously. Everybody has the right to have their own opinions. We don't have to agree with each other. How are Russians towards Americans? Well, the Russian people are kind to most, I think the Russian people are rude and mean to Russians. But for foreigners, they're very hospitable. It's like any other country. Here in Russia, they're usually hospitable for foreigners, okay? It's not about Americans. It's just what it is. This is the, I don't know how do you say it in the Russian, but this is like the Panama hat, right? The Soviet era hat that the Soviets had in Afghanistan. I'm an Afghanistan war veteran, and this was sent to me by a subscriber and friend in Moscow, Vsevolod. This is original, and I wear it because I love history, but this is also from the Afghanistan war, and I love it. One second. So, I'm going to be making Mexican salsa while we're talking. I have the fire on the floor. This is going to be the first time this has ever been done, I guarantee it, in Russia. I don't think there's anyone who even remotely knows how to make sauce. It starts getting cold in November. Here's the fire. This is an old style live. This is only wood. All right, guys. So, as we're talking about this, I'm also going to be making sauce, okay? How much does a house cost here? Depends on where you buy it and where it's located. Yeah, basically. All right, we have the fire started, but I'm going to show you the ingredients that we're going to be making or using. We have some peppers here. And as soon as I tell you what I'm going to be using, we're going to start the conversation of the day about President Trump receiving Vladimir Putin in Alaska. Okay? So as you know, I've lived here in Russia. I'll show you. This is our dacha, I guess, our plot of land. And this year I planted tomatillos, and you can also see the corn there. So what we're gonna be making is Mexican salsa. By the way, here's my corn. Just an update on the corn, okay? A lot of people were talking that it's not gonna work here in Siberia. So we're just gonna harvest these tomatoes. These are tomatillos. There's our cat. Yeah, the corn is being overwatered by the rain. I don't even water it. It's all rain water. So right now what I'm doing is I'm harvesting tomatillos from my garden. You can see these are my tomatillo plants that I will be making a salsa with today. This is our potatoes. Here's some cucumbers over here. Jerry, there's our feral cat. Jerry, come on, Jerry. All right, we're going inside. We're gonna be washing. I made that cat door for him. I have more plants growing here. And recently I started putting this black material to make these carports. You see that? Look how nicely that is. Okay. We're back. We're gonna be cooking we're also gonna be making this. Hey Olga, hello to Tomsk. We're gonna be cooking these sausages. We have the Russian flag behind there. The damn cat dropped his house. But it's time to talk about the conflict and the possible friendship between the United States and Russia. Now, I know there's a lot of Russians who don't want to be friends with the United States, and there's a lot of Americans who don't want to be friends with Russia. But no matter what you believe, it's better for them to be friends. It's always better to make friends than enemies, especially with these two. You don't want Russia and the United States to always have negative views about each other, guys. So, at the end of their conversation, President Trump was invited to Moscow by Vladimir Putin. Let me fix the cat house 1 second. President Putin said, hey, come to Moscow next time. And you heard Donald Trump say, oh, you know, I probably take a lot of flack. He would basically be viewed in a negative way if he visits Moscow. But he's going to consider it. Vladimir Putin and President Trump have had a good relationship for a long time. They're the only two leaders that speak about whatever they're thinking from the top of their head. What a brilliant a play by Putin to invite him to Moscow in front of the world. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That invitation was actually a next level play because President Putin really risked a lot by going to the United States soil, but now he's asking Trump, okay, you know, I've done it, now it's your turn. Let's see how essentially it's like you're testing the man's balls, right? Have I met any veterans from Ukraine returning? Yeah, so Russia has hundreds of thousands of veterans everywhere. I've seen them. There's so many veterans. You know, Russia's probably the most war-ready country now because of this conflict. I thought it was pretty cool that Putin actually spoke English. Exactly. Vladimir Putin also, like I said, he speaks German, English, and Russian at least. And you could see that Putin had no earpiece, so he understood fluently what the people were saying. Donald Trump had an earpiece getting a direct translation of what was being said, which is very interesting. You know, Americans always talk trash on other nations, but they're so ignorant. Americans usually only speak one language, and that's English, and that's embarrassing. And in this meeting, you got to see Vladimir Putin speak another language, which is very unlike him. He usually speaks Russian no matter what. It was interesting. Putin, the visitor, was the one that made the opening remarks. Yeah, you know, that's another good point. Thank you so much, guys, for bringing up these awesome points. That's right. Usually the person who's the visitor goes after. The person who's the host will say, welcome. Thank you so much for visiting. You know, the host usually opens up the discussion after, right? But this time it was President Putin who opened the conversation, the final remarks. And he brought up a lot of history. He brought up that, yes, we should be friends. We're neighbors. He brought up, like, by the way, we've been trying to make peace. And he brought up a lot of good points. And I don't think that the people were expecting that. They gave him a good, like, 10 minutes worth of talking. By the time Donald Trump spoke, it was very, very small. What do I usually do in Sri Lanka? Right now, we are doing what I usually do. Are you communist? That makes no sense. How is the Real Reporter doing? Yeah, well, he's actually banned and he's just trying to find his new platform. I'm not a communist. I don't think that there's not true communism in the world anyways. So even if I want, like, no matter what, people who want to be communists, this is not the timeline for them, guys. So what we're doing right now is I'm going to be washing these tomatillo plants. We're going to be making salsa. This is going to be the first time, I'm sure, in history that this type of food has ever been cooked in this part of the world. And yes, this is a hammer and sickle, but it is not for any political reasons or ideological reasons. That's just how it works, guys. Russia is not a communist country. If you go around Russia saying is Russia communist, you'd be looked at like a fool. Привет, Max. Добро пожаловать, друг. Welcome, Max. Thank you for joining the conversation. You got lucky, dude. Last time I heard Texas family moved to Russia, dude woke up. Yeah, dude, that's propaganda. It looks like you're tied to propaganda channels. Look, man, it's so funny. I think the bots are gonna be attacking this stream. It's so pathetic. That's how you know the other side is filled with lunatics. They can't stand peace. They want to hate all the time. And so this guy's talking about that Texas guy. Dude, that guy has zero experience. That guy, the Texas family, those guys, they have no common sense in war and Russia. Look, pray for the war to end. It's like people who choose sides are so bad. I don't understand the people who choose sides. Can't you just want peace? If you're a Russian and you want one side to, and you hate America and you want to keep going with this conflict, something's wrong with you. If you're American and you hate Russians, something's wrong with you. Thank you for watching this live. It's better for peace, guys. Peace is always better. Thank you so much. We're getting ready to cook this. If you're just joining the stream, we're talking about the geopolitics, the event that... Opa! We're talking about the events that happened today. And I grew these tomatillos, okay? I grew this in my garden. And we're going to be making salsa. This is Siberian Russia. I'm an American veteran who's living in Siberian Russia. And the point of this live is to just talk about, we need peace. And the fact that President Putin flew to Alaska is a sign of great things to come. He obviously feels safe enough to land on American soil. You guys know that there was a court, like an international court, that wanted to arrest Vladimir Putin. But the fact that he felt safe enough to land in the United States is going to let us know that, you know what? Peace might be around the corner. Now, these were not peace talks, guys. A lot of people want to say, hey, why isn't there no peace? Putin wants no peace. They met and they didn't make peace. That's not how it works. Nothing happened in Alaska. Yeah, you have to be backwards to think that nothing happened in Alaska. Even if they said nothing to each other, the fact that a president of Russia landed on American soil, that means a lot. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. A lot of you guys are so angry and divided that you can't accept or appreciate a small win for humanity. And yes, I am live right now in Russia. This is my our family dacha. And the fact that a lot of people just want to continue hating, it's so ridiculous. It's truly so disgusting how so many people want more conflict, and it's from both sides, Americans and Russians. There are so many Russians who are so angry with the United States. You know, you have to calm down. You have to understand the United States in 50 years is going to be a different country. Russia will be a different country in 50 years. If we work to be friends now, it's going to be better than if we continue 50 years of hatred. You're in Los Angeles? I'm from Los Angeles, by the way. You're watching a guy from Los Angeles cook. I'm cooking salsa right now on a live fire that we just made. And we're hoping that, yes, good things come from these talks. And I'm trying to be optimistic because it's so easy to be negative and be a pessimist. It's just so easy to say, oh, it's all going to be the same. It's all been the same. There's masters of puppets. Yeah, I'm from Los Angeles, from the San Fernando Valley. My favorite food is my mom's beans and my wife's soups. In a few minutes, we're gonna go outside. I'm gonna show you what it looks like here in Russia right now. I'm in Siberian Russia. This is the center of the Russian Federation. Check this out. This is not like one of those channels where foreigners in Russia and all I will say like Russia's the best. I'm not one of those foreigners who came to Russia looking for a new life. I'm not one of those foreigners that came to Russia looking for a wife. I'm not one of those foreigners who is thinking that Russia is the best place on earth. I'm just an immigrant, guys. You know, like some people are so force-fed to choose sides. I don't care about the geopolitics doesn't rule my life, okay? I'm not consumed by it. I like to talk about it because I think my point of view is much different than everybody else's. I think that my point of view is realistic. I don't really choose sides blindly. A lot of people who show hate for both sides are blindly being led to insanity. A lot of people will say, "Oh, it's Russia's fault. It's Russia's fault. It's NATO's fault. It's NATO's fault." What if you just shut the fuck up and let's see how the ball plays out, and let's hope that World War III doesn't start so that you're not commenting from a fucking trench. I do read the comments. It's just a lot to keep up with. Let's see what Syria has to say. Here in Turkey, the temperature is 48 degrees. I miss wearing heavy clothes. How long does the day and night last? Siri, you get your questions answered right here. The nights and days change depending on what season it is, okay? If it's winter, the days are much shorter, obviously. Thank you for asking the questions, and sorry that I missed them, guys. But again, the problem with today is that both sides have these lunatics. I can't stand some of the foreigners that come to Russia and make YouTube channels and just say, "Oh, Russia's the best. The Russians are the nicest people, and I've never been treated like this in my country." Maybe you're a fucking piece of shit in your country, and that's why they don't like you in your country. Maybe they're not hospitable in your country because you're just so bad. So if you watch videos like that from other content creators, you have to understand, Russians are not nice people to each other. Russians are very loud to each other. They fight a lot, they drink a lot, and they fight. They're rough people. But to foreigners, of course, they're going to be nice because they're curious. All of the countries in the world, when they see people that are from another country, it's interesting, and they're going to treat you nicely, much nicer than natives. So it's kind of like a fallacy. These people come into a fallacy. I can name like 3 channels of families who talk so highly of Russia, and they say, "Oh, in the West it was the worst. Oh, in the West they would never do this for me." Yeah, because you were probably a bad fucking neighbor, okay? You were probably so bad that nobody wanted to share any sugar with you. Nobody wanted to go on vacations with you. And to be honest, you look kind of sick in the head, like a little lunatic who is a heretic, who looks like a zealot, who's being used and manipulated. So I'm tired of these type of people. Yes, it's 11:24 in Sludanka. Ya lublura, see you. And this is the best place on earth for me right now. I'm an American who's living in Siberian Russia, in a city or an oblast called Irkutsk. I'm making my life here. This looks about ready. This is all you need to make a sauce. The peppers are not too spicy, but everything is gonna be fine, guys. I'm gonna make this sauce right in front of your eyes. Do you think the World War III is coming? No. World War III is not coming because we have competent leaders in the 3 top countries right now, which is China, Russia, and the United States. In these 3 top countries, the leaders are a little bit more formidable. The leaders of these 3 countries are not as bad as the previous leaders like Biden and these other bad leaders that came before President Putin that were destroying the future of Russia or Soviet Union. Okay. Hello. I wonder if you guys have ever seen green salsa being made in real time. Please consider putting like. This is not a basement. This is Siberian Russia. This is the views from our property here. It's a beautiful green sky out here in Russia, in Siberia. Hello, my friends. There's our garden. I just harvested tomatillos from my green tomato plants. And we're going to be talking geopolitics. And we're going to be doing this salsa on live. A lot of you guys, I see like Miguel's adventures. I know he's an OG of our live feed. A lot of you guys know that we make a lot of cooking in the winter. And a lot of you guys who are originals of the live will know that I actually enjoy making this type of content. So I'm going to just keep talking and show you how it's done. This is all from the garden, essentially. This is how the sauce was made hundreds and thousands of years ago in the Americas. On a fire. The ingredients they would grind. Obviously, I'm going to use a blender, but I know how to do it by hand. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Yep. All we added was water, and now we're going to add a little bit of salt. We'll add salt depending if we need it later. I'm not sure about the chili. I usually would use a jalapeno, but there's no jalapenos here that I found. You see that steaming? That's coming from the chilies and the tomatoes. I might need about 2 more tomatillos, and we'll be ready. It needs more salt. Ooh, that's spicy. It's not too spicy, actually. I put a little bit too much water, but it's going to be all right. Oh, that's good. That's good. Nope. Only a little bit more salt. It has a kick to it, guys. There it is, right there. All right. The consistency is not bad. It's a little bit watery. but in the inside it's not. So that was 100% Siberian green sauce. I'm gonna use this on some food that I'm gonna have later. I'm from Silmar, California, and yeah, this was the first time authentic green sauce, salsa verde, has been made in Russia. Russians don't really use the green tomato plant, the small one. Also, Mexican restaurants, they don't know how to make sauce. This is the first time. If they find out my secret, it's gonna be crazy. Look. It's nice and chunky. Okay, we're gonna set this aside. And now for the next task at hand. Thank you so much for your kindness. Yes, we just made true Mexican sauce in Russia. What's your job? I live here, man. I just live here. You don't understand. I'm not, I just live here. People move around the world. Americans move around the world. That's what's beautiful about, like, Russia is a valid location for Americans to move to. There's hundreds of thousands of Russian Americans. I don't believe in this bullshit where in World War II, they took all of the Japanese Americans and sent them to concentration camps. Camps where they would, the term concentration camp doesn't mean that they have to kill them, but they put them in a camp. The Germans were being looked at. Every time there's a conflict around the world, a civilization gets singled out. I'm so tired of it being Russia. I live in Russia. I don't live in Russia because I think Russia's better than the United States. I live in Russia because I like living here. I'm not a fucking propagandist. I don't care if the Russians don't like me. I don't care if the Americans don't like me. All I care about is my family is healthy. My son is going to be born in Irkutsk Oblast. I will have a Siberian son soon. That's how it works. I just live here. We're going to be trying to cook these sausages. These are really good sausages. Why did you go to Russia? Because I love traveling. I love traveling. I don't know. A lot of people who ask, why Russia? Why Russia? Why the fuck not? That's the better question. Why the fuck not? Why not, I'm pretty sure if there was a way to get to Mars, people would be moving to Mars right now. People move around all the time. It's not a special thing, guys. Russia is not any different than any other country. The person makes the okay, I'll slow it down because I know I get a little too crazy. The person makes the story. Okay? The hero's journey is based off the person. Okay? There is no Star Wars without Luke Skywalker. There is no Matrix without Neo. The person makes the story. I don't give a fuck about Russia. It didn't catch my attention. That's not why I came. I stayed, motherfucker. I stayed because I love Russia. That's the difference. I didn't run to Russia. I stayed in Russia. That's what moving somewhere means. You don't just pack your bags and go somewhere without knowing what the hell you're getting into. I came to Russia because I love traveling, but I stayed in Russia. That's the problem. That's the difference. You have to understand. I stayed in Russia. I didn't move to Russia. I stayed here. I could stay anywhere I want if I like it. You have to understand it is the person's story that makes it's the person who makes the story. You need uh you need to be an individual that knows what they want to make things like this happen. I don't have enough ugal. I don't have enough charcoal. We'll see what happens. Hello, welcome, bro. Thank you for joining the stream. As someone who is interested in Siberia and an American, where would you recommend to live in Siberia? So I would recommend you moving more east. Novosibirsk, these Western Siberian lands are very much like the rest of Russia. The deeper you go east, the more unique it gets. I think you should start from Krasnoyarsk, Irkutsk. These two cities are absolutely fascinating. I know many people who love it. Visit Krasnoyarsk and Irkutsk. That's my suggestion for you. And by the way, guys, we have a lot of Ukrainians who live in Russia. We have a lot of Ukrainians that live here. That's the truth. You say you love traveling, you're either an agent or a madman. Dude, I'm not a pussy. That's the thing. Are you a pussy? I think the way you look at life, maybe you're young, I don't know, maybe you're in your teens or you're in your early 20s. I'm not a pussy, dude. I've been through war. I'm 35 years old. I don't have to be an agent or a madman. I'm just simply not a pussy. You have to look at life differently, okay? I'm not defined by the things that I do. I'm already who I am. Привет, hello to Moscow. I'm not defined by my actions. I already know who I am. I'm not a pussy, and I like to live how I like to live. That's it. Hello, Andrew. So, why did I choose Sludanka? That's a better question. My father-in-law is from Sludanka. My mother-in-law who passed away, rest in peace, my wife's mother was from this region. She passed away, so my father-in-law stayed alone. I originally went to Irkutsk, and when I found out that my father-in-law was living alone in town, I simply could not take away his only daughter. And so I moved to Sludanka to be with him. I love him and I want to take care of him. He lost his wife and I have a lot of sympathy for him. I feel like I owe it to him while he's alive to give him a better life. He lost his wife and I don't want to take more family away from him. I'm staying in Sludanka as long as he lives. Because I believe in honor, you understand? And I've told you guys before so that this was the reason why I live here. I could move with my wife anywhere in the world if I want. But why would I take away the only daughter that he has? Why would I take away his grandson who's going to be born in October? He will be the first grandchild of my family and Ksenia's family. And my father-in-law will be the first grandpa or grandparent to meet that child. And in this channel, like I've said, I don't believe in the word Latin. The Latin people are, again, I'll give you a brief history lesson. The Latin people, I'm a Mexican American. I'm proud of being a Mexican American. I think Hispanic is probably more accurate. Latin is not they don't exist anymore. We don't call Spanish people, we don't call Germans Latin Europeans because those people were also colonized by the Romans of the Italian peninsula. Do you think Pavlovsk will fall? Of course it will. And you know what's interesting, guys? None of these military analysts have any clue what the hell they've been saying. If you guys want a quick, oh, my wife is ready. Everybody say hello, please, to my wife. Hey, Laurel, thank you. Your dad wears the same. Shout out to your dad. If your father, if anybody who's watching has family who's an Afghan war veteran of the Soviet era, my heart is yours. A lot of the all right, let's go pick up my wife. My wife has not gone to the United States, but my wife has gone to Mexico. My wife has visited Mexico and she loves it. Okay, guys, let's go pick up my wife. What are you gonna have for lunch? We're cooking sausages soon. No, it's not about heritage. I think you're mistaking. I think you mean Hispanic. The Latin people don't exist. They were conquered. The Romans were wiped out. The Latin language is based off the Etruscan alphabet. So I think you're a little bit confused. But I know what you're saying. I am Hispanic, though. All right, guys. We're going to pick up my wife and we're going to ask her questions, what she thinks about these things that are happening in the world. She's a Russian, and you're going to get a perspective not from an American in Russia, but a Russian in Russia. One second. This is a Suzuki Landy. This is my friend's car. Shout out to Klaus. This is a pickup. This is not a Lada. This is a minivan. This is owned by my friend. We push the button and our gate closes. That's how it works. All right, guys, we're mobile. We're riding out. We're gonna go pick up the wife. Remember, please do like this video. It helps the no, Hispanics are not called Latino, man. Latino is a word. Здравствуйте. Latino is a word that was created not long ago. It's a very inaccurate word. If you like history, you should read up a little bit of history, okay? We're not gonna have this debate again on live, but Latino is the incorrect definition for someone who's Mexican. Hispanic is more accurate. Latino is a word that was just used to put together a little group in the Americas. It's kind of like a negative word, actually. Latin America, the Latino people, it doesn't exist. Anybody who knows a little bit of history would understand. The Latin language was based off the Etruscan alphabet. The Latin language that we know today is a language that the Romans used, but the alphabet and all of these things would change because the Romans themselves would be conquered. So wouldn't we say we're descendants of the people who conquered the Romans and not the Romans themselves? No, I understand. I just I know too much history to accept that Latino is the right word. It's like calling a German it's like calling a French person a Latino too. The French, which was Cisaspangal, was owned by the Romans for so long, but we don't call them Latin people. Okay, the Gauls, the Gallic people in the French area were owned by the Romans, a proper colony. North Africa was also colonized by the Romans. We don't call those people Latin. You need to understand, okay? Carthage, yes, was conquered by the Romans, and all these northern African, Egypt was colonized by the Romans. Egypt belonged personally to the Roman emperors after Augustus. So you have to understand, these people are not called Latins. You need to learn a little bit more history and have a little bit more critical thinking. And I'm not trying to humiliate you. I'm just trying to explain, because I love that kind of history. So we're picking up my wife. My wife is Russian born, Russian raised. Well, no, she's Soviet born and Russian raised. My wife was born in the Soviet Union. She's what we call a true Soviet. And we're gonna get her opinion on things. Ricky Martin can be Latino, whatever. Those people can be Latinos if they want. But we're gonna get the perspective. My wife is gonna have a son soon. Ksenia is gonna have a son, and if this conflict were to continue, my son would essentially have to go and fight in this war. So I'm gonna have her opinion on this. I'm really curious to know what she thinks, and we're gonna go from there. I'll show you guys the road. The Russians drive on the right side of the road, but this is a right-hand driven car. This is because I live in deep Siberia, and we're closer to Japan and China, and when they produce these cars, they put them for right-hand drive. We drive on the right side, but this car is driven on the right-hand side, which is a little bit different than what you would expect. The traffic is right-hand driven. In Western Russia, most cars are left-hand drive cars, but in Siberia, a lot of Siberian regions drive on the right side, like on the car. And yeah, so I'm on the right side, by the way. I know it looks strange, but this is very unique to the eastern part of Russia because we're so close to Japan, and that's how it works. Okay, my sushi, if you're watching, my wife, please go ahead and come outside. We're gonna be picking up my wife, and we're gonna be going to the store to buy some ugal. All right, here we go. By the way, guys, thank you so much for the likes. Thanks for all the support you give this channel. We made it over 100 likes. That's really good. I hope that this video continues to be shared with new people. Oh, sorry. I hope that if you're a new subscriber, I hope that you enjoy this type of content. I do a lot of lives where we're talking to you guys. And actually, I think that I'm very different from these immigrants in Russia. A lot of these immigrants wouldn't even call themselves immigrants. They call themselves expats. They think themselves so highly of themselves. They're just crazy Westerners. Here's my wife. I miss my Mustang, yeah. There she is, guys.
Come out and a little bit fresh.
Here's the sushi. This is what 7 months looks like, guys. This is 7 months of pregnancy, 31 weeks. We're almost to the end. I'm so happy. Sush, you can answer some questions.
Oh.
You can tell me if you have any questions for me. Go ahead and ask.
When is baby coming? Oh, in October. They put the October 19. But my birthday in October 26. I hope he will coming out a little bit early. I will be happy. Fuck.
What?
Calm down. Crazy people on the road.
They honk and they should let people go. I hate that.
Yeah. It's even no place to go. It's really like thick traffic. I don't know how to say it. It's a lot of cars. No one can go faster, and they honk. Crazy.
now he's all the way back there. That's why he wanted to honk, to stay so back far.
Oh, someone have birthday in October 26th too. Wow. I met only 2 people in my life who have October 26th birthday. It's my old teacher
And my sister.
and his sister.
That's crazy. That one
Yeah.
was crazy.
Oh, someone have October 16. Well, we'll see when our son will coming out.
You're gonna see for sure.
I will feel it.
She's gonna be there.
Yeah, I have to be there. No choice. It's a little bit scary for me, but I try to stay healthy. I try to walk a lot. We walk every day, like 5 kilometers, sometimes even more. It's can help me to deliver baby, and I will try make some exercises. I know I don't have a lot of time right now, but I will try anyway. But for now, everything good. I feel really good. Baby kicking and turn around all the time non-stop. It means he's healthy, and I will have another ultrasound, last one in Monday, in 2 days already, and I will see how heavy he is, because last time when we saw he was almost like 600 grams, but now I feel what he big. His foot like this already big, and probably he more than 1 kilo now. What does it feel like carrying around the belly? I don't know, sometimes I don't feel nothing, but sometimes I'm so heavy and I feel myself like balloon when I eat a lot. But I eat how my body asks. But yeah, sometimes it can be more heavy, but usually it's not so bad for me, and I'm really happy about that, because my body healthy, and for me it's easier. Did the hospital offer an IV in the bag for pain control?
Oh,
It's like a shot.
the shot, yeah. Epidural, I think.
Oh yeah, I think yeah, it exists here, but I read a lot of things about this shot, and a little bit scary what it can affect the body, even baby too, because you don't feel nothing. But I think if it will be so bad, I have to take it. I think if you pay here money, they can do it, because usually everything like this for money. They give you free health, only like simple stuff. If you want something extra like this shot, yeah, you can pay for this and they can do it. Oh, Ольга, надеюсь, все будет хорошо. Держись. Where are you? We'll go to the store?
Yeah.
Okay, take your phone.
All right, we made it to the store. I'm gonna buy a little bit more charcoal. We're cooking sausages. We're cooking sausages. We're going to the store where I buy my ugal. Is it ugal? How you say corner?
Угол.
Ugal?
Угол.
Здравствуйте.
Здравствуйте.
necessary?
No.
No?
Maybe you get those little ones.
That'd be good.
The Google, just tell them it's one, okay? I'll be outside. Whoa, look at those huge tires, dude. That's freaking crazy. Yeah, I always mix them up. Ugal. Who knows? This is what the street looks like right now. Well, good morning, guys. We're still live. It looks like Alaska. I should show you the lake. Now we're just buying coal and we're gonna go back to cooking. We're gonna hear a little bit of Ksenia's point of view on this conflict, about what it's like, what she thinks, and then we're gonna end the video. But again, if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and ask. I'll show you around a little bit. This little kvass station here, there's a lot of them all over town, and they'll sell you kvass. Here's a store. If I missed your question, just ask again, guys. I've been Sush, I'll be in the car, okay? I'll be in the car. Tell him Ugan. It's gonna be, our first kid is gonna be born in October. I hope I can have at least 2. Again, if I didn't see your question, please let me know again. And thank you so much for supporting by subscribing to the channel, guys. I post regular content. This is not the only style of content I make. This is just a live. I make live videos like this where we talk, but I also make full videos where you guys can see more about Russia. Thank you so much, my friend. Again, I'm not a live video channel. I make long form content too, from 10 to 15 minutes. We don't have a name yet for the boy. We don't have a name. Good day, mate. Watching from Australia. Yeah, thank you so much for supporting from Australia. A lot of our subscribers are from Australia. They're really, really cool, man. Saludos desde New Jersey. Hello, shout out to all of our American friends again. You know, it is very strange to see the United States president with the Russian president, because you know that Vladimir Putin knows that it's the United States who has been funding the NATO war against Russia, right? But on the same token, and you have to be a realist, I think that President Putin understands that he's the winner there. He's winning the war. That means that the guy next to him is the loser. It's how it truly is. I'm an American, but I don't support warmongering. And I fought in a war, so I can understand this at a different level. And we can talk about the conflict. I've broken that conflict down in, well, the Real Reporter channel was deleted. But listen, it doesn't matter what weapons the United States sent. Russia is winning. Russia will win. Russia is standing next to a guy who, Putin is standing next to a guy that he defeated politically and in war.
Take some fruits.
Nice. I don't dislike or like Trump. I don't care about him. I just want him to do the right thing. New subscriber checking in. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Please make sure that you watch some of our long form content. We don't only make these lives, we make these lives to further connect with subscribers, because there's a lot of questions that subscribers will have And content creators don't hop on here and answer the questions. But I'm a kind of person who can think for himself, and I can definitely answer your guys' questions. If you're curious about anything, I can have an answer for you. So feel free to ask questions, but always keep in mind that I will not give you the narrative that you might want, okay? I'm pretty based. I don't know. I feel like I say it how it is. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I accept to be corrected. But I will never accept to be lied to and be told to think a certain way. Those are the rules of this channel. You can say what you want, but you must accept when you're wrong. Even the host has to be accept when he's wrong, and you have to accept other people's truths, okay? Because two things could exist at once. I can be an American, I could be a three things. I could be a Mexican American, but I could also love Russia. These two things can exist. You have to be a fucking idiot to think that you have to choose sides. I will never be that type of person. And again, sorry for my cursing. I'm a Marine veteran. Sometimes I lose the plot and I speak like this. But all of the old viewers, you know what this is about. You guys know that we make these lives to connect with you guys. Like, I'm trying to be as straight up as possible. And now enjoy some of the road views. This is what it looks like here in the Russian Federation, deep in Irkutsk Oblast.
Almost finish it. It's this one.
Ah.
It's delicious.
Good thing I wasn't on camera, because that was so disgusting.
It's delicious. How this called? Plum?
Yeah, it's plum. I hate plums. This is the only road in and out of town, guys. I live in a one-road town. And hopefully I become mayor in the future. I would really love to be the mayor of this town and kind of redo this road system, because the road system in a small Siberian town is very outdated. She's not my girlfriend, she's my wife. I'm not wearing my ring because I bruised my knuckles and my ring won't go in. Well, it'll go in, but it'll hurt.
But you still have tan from this ring.
Yeah, I still have a little tan there from my ring. She's not my girlfriend, guys. She's my wife. We've been married for over a year. We celebrated our one year anniversary. I say university because of her. So bad. Talk about that.
What I can say? Sometimes I forget how say some word right, because they can be similar how they sound, pronunciation. And I like, oh, we will have soon our university. He like, what? Anniversary. I'm like, okay. And I say 2, 3, 4 times, and now he broke. He talk like me now.
I've been speaking Russian English.
Yeah.
Golly.
I hope our son will speak 3 languages perfect. It's why I wanna learn English better, what he can understand, and don't take my mistakes. And
but you're only gonna speak Russian to him, please.
yes, I know, but between each other we will speak English. Yeah, and I learned a little bit Spanish, but I think I'll learn a little bit more with him too. I want it, and it's a really beautiful language. Yeah. And now it's like how people joke about pregnant brain. I say something and I want to say something else and I forget, and like that's it. And I want to show Our leaves already fall, but it's still warm. Crazy. They asked something in Spanish, but I don't know what's that.
Try to read it.
¿Qué comida mexicana te gusta?
¿Qué comida mexicana te gusta? What Mexican food do you like?
I think I like just the meat arrachera with rice and guacamole. It's so delicious. And I like quesadilla with mushrooms and cheese, and I like birria.
You said I just like, and then you said 3 more things.
Oh yeah, oh well. But it's all delicious. I can choose something one. Even camarones, shrimp, they're so delicious in Mexico. Just if they just fry with nothing, a little bit spices, and they give you sauce. You drop it on the sauce. It's so good. It's really delicious. It's fresh. It's have different flavor. And
Let's see. Can you show the marble quarry?
yeah. ¿Quién es eso?
So,
Oh yeah.
what do you guys think about the views coming to our place? What the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, I can speak some Spanish. I know some rules, how to read it right. And when we was in Mexico, I try to read all the time because when they give you menu, usually they don't have a lot of photos there. But I all the time know what I like arrachera, birria. That's why I learned these words. Our neighbors. That's why I learned these words, and when I read menu, I try to read everything and find my dishes what I like, my food. It's how I think I learned a little bit read in Spanish. Chilaguale? Oh no. Chilagules?
Chilaquiles.
Chilaquiles. Oh my god. I don't know how to read
Yes,
this
you've
word.
written that. It's like tortilla
Rojos
with sauce.
o verdes.
Verdes. The green sauce is better always.
Oh yeah, green sauce,
That's why
really
we made it.
delicious. Yeah, sometimes they even put cactus there, and even with cactus, I like it. It's a little bit different style, but it's still delicious. Okay, let's go. I hope our cat's still here. My segundito. Oh, segundito not here.
He was here earlier.
Yeah, I saw. You talk with him.
You see? Guys, you can get my Gorka top and sit here, Sushi.
No, I just want to sit like this. That's why I'm wearing this shirt.
I want to get my wife's perspective on all of these geopolitical things because my wife doesn't really talk about that kind of stuff. But she is married to a foreigner. She is married. You know, it's a controversial relationship. No, it's not easy to get here. Guys, I know a lot of people know where I live, and you guys think that it's not hard to find me, but it's hard to get here. What are you gonna do? Like, if somebody wants to hurt me, you're gonna have to fly for 3 days and maybe get through this. I leave it in the hands of the gods. Like, if something's gonna happen to us, it's gonna happen, but I'm not a bad person, and it's very hard to come here. I hate leaving this place because I hate flying back. It's 3 days of traveling. It's absolutely bullshit to do it. I hate it. I don't think I have that type of enemy yet. I don't think we're hated that much.
I look so big.
So, guys, go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask some questions if you guys have them for my wife. We're gonna be cooking the sausages, then I'll get to the questions. Okay. One question that I have is, okay, you know, this war has been going for 3 years. Um, how can you explain? Because when I first met you and we've been going through mobilization, how have things changed? You know, they were very stressful. Our life has changed because of the conflict. Can you talk about our life through the war?
Yeah, it's crazy because mobilization, it was I think it's different topic. It's must be separate because some people became crazy, and because of that even I can't fly in Mexico first time when we planned. It was like 2 years ago. Oh, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, right? Yeah, and because of that, they not let in Russians. Like doesn't matter if it's woman or man, they don't let in on a flight. And I think it's not fair because I don't try escape my country. I try go to vacation, meet his family, and we lost a lot of money because of that. We stuck in Turkey.
So you would say that there was a lot of hate towards Russians
Yeah,
during this time?
yeah. Yes.
We're both 35. My wife and I are 35. My wife was born in the Soviet Union. I was born in Los Angeles, California. But yeah, just you can say a little bit like how life changed, you know, because the mobilization when it happened, it really changed a lot. Politics, the way other people looked at Russians.
Right now, it just they change even laws against foreigners. Sometimes it can be more difficult. Even for us, was a little bit difficult get married here because first they say no, you can't. After that, they say we have to talk to you, and they bring us in Irkutsk. That's why. We have a lot of stuff to do before we marriage, but yeah, now they change a lot of laws about this, and price at the store go high a little bit anyways, because this all politic affect our price. But I think it's affect not only our country, affect all countries too. But for us, it's not like so bad because in some countries I saw on internet how they suffer. They can't buy like normal food. They don't have organic food for normal price. It's too expensive. But here, everything organic. It's like normal condition food, and price go anyways a little bit higher, and it's a little bit change. What?
Nothing.
His baby kicking all the time. Even when we was in a car, he kicking. He usually not kick. He turn around all the time, and he like stretch it. Да, разница, если он родится 19 октября, разница будет как раз неделя. Но хочется, чтобы он родился пораньше, чтобы мы вернулись домой и могли уже нормально отметить и его появление на свет, и мое день рождения, нашу новую жизнь.
What did they say?
They ask if baby born, we will have 1 week difference between our birthday. And I say, yeah, but I want him born a little bit early because I want to celebrate his new life here, our new life together, and my birthday. Huh? Closer to you?
No, maybe away
Oh.
from the smoke if you want.
It's fine. I can wash stuff. Okay. What? What's that? It's a little bit weird. Well, anyways, I think if you live in a small town, all this stuff not affect you so much, like all this politic. Yeah, you can have some small problems, but usually just live your life and it's it. Because if we stay here, we just need to register our baby and live our life. It's not so bad. And people who try to be nasty in the chat, don't be like that. It's not nice. No. It's not dirty.
Yeah. All right, guys. Please go watch my most recent video. The chat got a little bit weird, and I'm not trying to make my wife go through some bad things. The bottom line is, don't be a pussy. Live the life you want to live, and be a good person always. Okay, guys? Make sure you watch my most recent video, and I'm going to be publishing a video maybe later tonight, maybe another live. Thank you so much, guys. I was going to cook and be on the live the entire time, but I think it's just better for her.
No, I'm fine. If you want, you can continue.
No, I don't want to continue. It was a little bit too many bots. Goodbye, guys.